Two young Sioux Falls golfers are back home following a few days of competing at the Masters in Augusta, Georgia.
And they weren't there for the actual PGA tournament, but rather their own tournament, the Drive, Chip, and Putt National Finals. As you're about to see in tonight's Eye on Kettleland, even though they're just kids, they were treated just like the professionals. Last summer, we told you about 9-year-old Lauren Woltheisen and 8-year-old Lincoln Trasimar and how they were getting ready for the Drive, Chip, and Putt contest in Augusta, Georgia. Competitors are scored on their longest drives, the closest to the pin chips, and their longest putts. So last weekend, before the start of the Masters, they got to compete on what many consider the most beautiful course in the world.
It was like walking on green turf. I didn't know how they made it that good.
It looks fantastic on TV, but it's even better in person.
Well, the course itself was beautiful. I knew it would be nice, but it was better than I expected. Everything is just absolutely perfect there, and there's no dead grass, no dead branches in the trees. Everything is perfect. If you didn't know that it was grass, walking up there, you'd think it was turf on the whole entire course. It was that nice.
Jason Woltheisen and Ryan Trasimar both got to caddy for their children. They say their first impression of the Augusta golf course was wow.
The best part of probably the whole weekend, I would say, is we got to go down Magnolia Lane to start, and I wouldn't even say it's a bucket list because people just don't even get the chance to do that. Unless you're playing the golf course, you don't get to go down that road.
Lauren says before competing, she got to meet some of her favorite pro golfers and even got a few of their autographs.
I was so excited because I just knew that it was really cool to be there.
Lauren and Lincoln were two of only 80 kids from across the entire country who qualified to be here. During practice rounds, they blended right in with the pros.
They warmed up for the chipping, driving, and even on the practice driving range, there was Adam Scott and Larry Mize and other past Masters champions warming up next to these kids. And then when we went to the main range, that's where there's already the grandstands were full for fans ready to watch these kids participate, and there's players that are in and out and watching, and it was quite the experience.
An experience they say they'll never forget.
There was a lot of pressure, and it was such a short amount of time and only a couple shots on each portion of it. So yeah, it was tough, but she did good. She handled it well.
Lauren admits she was kind of nervous, but tried blocking out all the distractions to just stay focused.
I was just thinking that I was at the normal golf course and just hitting my balls, just doing what I like to do.
She did well. Lawrence finished 9th in her age group. Lincoln tied for 8th in his age group, but did best in the chipping competition.
I got 3rd in the chipping, and I think I hit to 8 feet total for 2 chips.
There's quite a bit of pressure there, not to mention there's thousands of people there to watch that competition and just to be there that day. He did well. I was, super proud of him.
The prize for them, they say, was just getting there.
Overall, I think what really stood out to me is just the way they treated the kids. They were little pros the whole entire time. They just made them feel so special, and they led them around with the chaperone, and everybody was congratulating them, and they were just front and center all the time. They were just made to feel so special.
What a great experience. Both Lauren and Lincoln say that they hope to compete in Augusta again next year, but know that it's going to take a lot of practice. And if you'd like to learn more about the Drive, Chip, and Putt contest and how to register, we provided the link to the website under this story on Kettleland.com.
What an experience. So cool for them.